Hey, this is the C&D channel. I'm Chris, this is Dave, and this is MMA for you. This is going to be the WEC 51 post-fight analysis. Please leave any comments on the bottom of the page or go to the C&D channel at gmail.com to leave any comments or questions. And also check out our website, also the C&D channel website.
Yeah, you know what's cool on CAD channel website? We have our prediction, we have the newest video posting there. People can leave comments. You leave a lot of comments in there. So feel free to go to our site. You can see our article in the center, and you also see the menu. You can click on home, which you're gonna see the videos, and then you can leave a comments on home. And then we have if you click on the article on the bottom, it's a whole bunch of articles like this guy wrote, which is pretty good article, So come to our website.
Yeah, no problem. I'll definitely, with the website too, I'll definitely try and make it current and just consistent. I'm going to try and definitely put new content every day. So yeah, just keep checking back at the CD channel website. But yeah, let's get right to the show right now. Okay.
All right, Chris, you had a great success prediction on this whole card. I mean, 8 out of 10. It's pretty 8 out of 11. It's pretty amazing. What's your take and how would you want to celebrate this success?
Well, one thing is, I missed the Chris Hordecki versus Ed Radcliffe prediction. Hordecki won by split decision. I thought that Radcliffe was going to take it. And then also I missed the George Root versus Korean Zombie one. I think a lot of people were surprised by that one too, but it's one of those things in hindsight where I see why he lost. I didn't think Root would be the one to do what he did. And the third thing is with Taekwon Zhang, he was supposed to fight Jason Reinhardt, and I actually predicted Reinhardt to win. But the thing is, Reinhardt had to pull out, and Ultimate Fighter Season 12, guy who tried to fight to get into house, pretty much, Pablo Garza took over. When I heard that, I immediately thought Zhang would win. So I didn't get to call that one because the original matchup didn't happen, pretty much. As far as the card went, there were a lot of one-sided fights. Mike Brown versus Cole Providence, Charlie Valencia versus Miguel Torres. Brown, was going to win his. Miguel Torres was going to win his. And then the other one was Jose Aldo. A lot of these fights were kind of predictable. A lot of them weren't. I was really happy I got the John Tironi one right. Good on Tironi for improving his wrestling and speed more while really fixing the holes in his game. I'm really happy he won. A lot of people picked Barter to win, so cool. I was really happy about that. Diego Nunez. Some people picked Tyler Toner to win this one. I knew Nunez was coming off his win over Assunção, and I know he's coming up, so I'm really glad he won his. Could have gone either way. And the other one I was pretty happy was Demetrius Johnson. A lot of people were saying he's undersized. I noticed when he fought Brad Pickett, he'd escape from the bottom, very explosive. He does have wrestling chops. Really glad he won his fight also. So I was a little worried about the Homnick versus Garcia decision, because once I heard it went to decision, first thing I knew was going to happen was it was going to go to a split decision, which goes back to the judging, because Homnick should have won the fight. Garcia punches air, but it's aggression, it's octagon control, and therefore, somehow, since he's dictating the fight, even though he's getting countered at will and jabbed at will, he gets the nod and wanted to judge his scorecards, even though when it was clear that Homnick should have won the fight. I knew Homnick definitely had a better skill set than Garcia, who tends to get reckless. He was trying to follow a game plan, So it was really cool to see that Hominick ended up winning the fight. I don't think anyone really predicted George Roop to KO the Korean Zombie, Ching Chen Jung. It was just one of those things. But like I said, in hindsight, Jung has no defense, and he's been hit a lot. Eventually, someone's gonna knock him out. I didn't know it would be George Roop of all people. Some guy from the Ultimate Fighter 9. 9 or 10, I forgot. No one would have predicted it would be George Roop of all people. So yeah, the predictions, some of them are one-sided, but some of them, some of them I got lucky, but some of them, you see a guy's skill set, and you look at your previous fight, and you can pick up things from the previous fight in order to predict a winner pretty well.
Absolutely. Well, no matter what it is, you did your homework. You got to analyze, and then if we take our last fight, particularly you explained that it's Chen Zhikang, 8 out of 10. That's 80%. Successful prediction rate. I mean, I say that's a pretty high rate out there, and then it's congrats.
Yeah. Predicting is hard. I mean, that's the thing. It's there's a lot of stuff you gotta analyze. You gotta not put too much. Like the Cerrone one was more favoritism than anything else. You gotta throw favoritism out the window if you're gonna predict these things, especially.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, that guarantee the people who is watching us, that tells them now, over here, this guy really do your homework, and you really give our viewer not argue in the most accurate, but the 80% is successful rate.
Oh, and to all those guys who thought Manny Gambarian's gonna do well, we know what happened. So, sorry, I have to rub it in, guys. Sorry.
Just make sure our viewer don't turn off the YouTube right now. Let's go on to the next question. So, okay, we all see Aldo's performance. What do you think of Jose Aldo's performance, and where does he stand in the pound for pound debates? And moreover, is he a next Anderson Silva?
Right now with Aldo, there's a lot of talk about him jumping weight classes, cutting down to 135. I mean, people really think he'll be a 3. He is capable of being a 3 title champion. It's not going to happen. I mean, the best you'll probably see is him moving up to lightweight in the future. His skill set's awesome. I mean, this guy, knees, elbows, these leg kicks, uppercuts, different punches, standing defense, man. He'll throw a combo, his hands are up. I mean, seriously. I mean, he's really good defensively. His takedown defense is superb. He measures distance really well, but he can still fight in the inside. You haven't seen much of his wrestling. You haven't seen him too much. You haven't seen him on his back. You've seen him on top, and he's awesome. I mean, the guy just controlled Faber from side. He controlled Mike Thomas Brown's back. This guy is just awesome. I mean, as far as skill set is concerned, it's tough to say. I think he's better than Anderson at this point. Anderson's been really falling in love with his hands. You haven't seen. You still see him do kicks and knees, but really you see a lot of hands from Anderson these days. The other thing is, and that's a detriment to Anderson because he's not becoming he's not too much of a threat to these wrestlers now. That people don't want to take him down. He's always had that problem. With Aldo, you try and take him down, the announcer said it. Oh, he's cocking his knee. It's like, okay, well, if you're going to shoot in on Jose Aldo, you might get kneed. You might get uppercut. Okay? If the fight went 5 rounds, Gambarian would be another favor. I mean, he was already feeling the effects of Jose Aldo's leg kicks. It's Jose, not Jose. I'm sorry.
Right.
Portuguese. Apparently it is Jose.
Okay.
The thing is, I mean, these leg kicks are just they're fast, accurate, and devastating. I mean, I think Gambarian probably took 4 of them, and then all of it, you can tell it took its toll. I mean, Aldo ended up winning by an uppercut, from what looks like he stepped into it and Gambarian was shooting it. I think he was shooting it, and he definitely had his head down. And then, he pounded him from the bottom, underneath his armpit. It looked like the guy, he could have put chalk around, he looked. Gambarian looked like a dead body, like no joke. You saw his back, and he just—if you ever seen the show Family Guy, the way they always show their dead bodies, their hand behind the back. I mean, this one is like close to it. The guy's hand was on his chest, and his other arm was kind of like where a Kimura would be. So I mean, and then he just like body first on the ground, and he looked dead. I mean, it was crazy. So yeah. I think in his division and featherweight, no one, he doesn't, it just looks like one of those cases where no one is as good as him. There are good people there, but it doesn't look like light heavyweight either, where everyone's around the same level. Mm-hmm. Where I know a lot of people thought that with Machida, he was the best, and Shogun came in, and then, what happened after that. With Aldo, though, he has a very well-rounded skill set, and he uses it really well. He's very cerebral with the way he fights. He measures distance really well. So he definitely just has a lot of tools that I just don't see a lot of these featherweights have.
So he can be the next Anderson Silva or better.
Possibly. I already see signs right now. That he's doing a couple things, especially with the leg kicks. It's like, okay, if you can't beat you with the hands, you gotta worry about the kicks. Oh, if you gotta worry about the kicks, you gotta worry about the knees. He has a lot to offer in the stand up.
Okay. Yeah. That's awesome.
Anderson used to be like that too, though. Lately, not so much. But yeah, there's a lot to see with Jose Aldo. So yeah.
So I guess let's go part 2.
Yeah, let's go to part 2 after the jump. Thanks a lot.